Hey everybody, it's your boy Jungo, and today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Odyssey Alpha and what you should be doing to prepare for it. So let's get to it. So, last time we talked a little bit about ways to make money and stockpiling credits. So, today we're going to be talking about engineers. If you haven't messed around too much with engineering, you should definitely start doing that sooner rather than later, because Odyssey comes out in a matter of weeks, and if you're going to get in on the alpha, then it comes out in a matter of days. So let's take a look at our engineers and talk briefly about that. This is the engineer tab, panel or whatever. So if you haven't done any engineering, then you're only going to have a couple of these visible. There's a couple like entry-level engineers, like Elvira here. If you look down on the log, it says you learned about Elvira from public knowledge. And a couple of them will say that. So the Dweller, this guy, Todd the Blaster, common knowledge. So you'll be able to see them, but they'll be grayed out, kind of like these guys. So they each have a couple of different ways to unlock them. Usually, I think always it's three things you got to do to fully unlock them. So like this guy, I found out about him, so I got the first check mark, and the second check mark, I gained access to him. And then you can actually, when you get access to them, you can actually go to them and like talk to them and stuff. But you can't do engineering yet. You have to do the third option. And for this guy, it's provide at least 100,000 credits of combat bonds. So getting engineering is really going to help you for Odyssey, especially because if we look here, Frontier has announced that they are going to be adding more engineers. Right here, where it says, new group. Will there be new engineers for your weapons and suits? Yes. There's going to be a new group of engineers. So if there's going to be a whole new group of engineers, then basically it's either going to go down one of two ways. It's going to be a separate page of engineers, and you unlock them, same way as these guys, but so like some of these you discover by knowing other engineers. So maybe there will be a separate page of engineers for Odyssey stuff. And I mean, I don't want to say likely, but it's possible, since it's going to be locked. These engineers are going to be locked behind the Odyssey expansion. So you'll have to have that to access them, probably. So it might make sense to put them in a separate page, or if you don't have them, or they'll just be in the same page here, in this location right here, and you just won't be able to see them unless you have the Odyssey expansion. And you're going to want to work on these engineers beforehand, because I'm guessing that to unlock the new engineers, some ways at least, you'll have to have access to some of these engineers. Like some of these gain access to new ones. So it's really going to help you if you get most of these unlocked beforehand. That way you're not going to have to do this when Odyssey comes out, and you can just jump right into it. So unlocking engineers for the most part isn't that bad. There's a few that kind of suck. Let's see. Lei Chung was a little bit of a pain. Yeah. So first of all, you have to go through the Dweller to hear about this guy, and then to get the level 2 requirement, you have to trade in over 50 markets. So that can take quite a while, but you can bang it out in a day. And then, yeah, level 3, you got to get 200 units of gold, which I believe you can go buy gold, but you can mine it as well. So if you have a pretty good mining ship, you can knock that out pretty quick. He's super necessary, though, because he unlocks the shield boosters, and that's what you want him for. Another pretty important one, Professor Palin. This guy, you hear through another, and then you have to travel 5,000 light years to unlock him. And then once you do that, then you go get 25 sensor fragments, which are like some Thargoid ship parts. There's like a crashed Thargoid ship in a system, and you go fly to it and SRV down and go pick up a bunch of materials, basically. So he's a little bit of a pain. Marco, I believe, is the permit system guy. Yeah. So you got to get a permit to go to the Sirius Corporation here. Yeah, so some of them take a little longer than others, but assuming you do have most of these unlocked, then hopefully that will get you a foot in the door with the new engineers, the Odyssey engineers. And depending on where you are in the world, or in the galaxy, I guess, some of these will be just obsolete. They won't matter to you. Specifically if you're in Colonia. So, what is it? This guy, yeah, Petra, Mel Brandon, and Zachariah Nemo. I believe these are the 3 engineers. Oh, and her, Marcia Hicks. I think there's 4 engineers out in Colonia. Which is, yeah, as you can see, 22,000 light years away. So yeah, there's 4 engineers out there, and they each have a lot of stuff they can engineer to kind of make it viable to live out there, basically. Like, yeah, you only have 4 engineers, and so your pin blueprints are not going to be very many. Assuming you just went straight out there and didn't get any in the bubble, which, is unlikely. But, yeah, I personally am not going to mess with them because I was looking into going to Colonia recently, and in my exploration ship, which has a 70 light year jump range, that's the best ship I got. It's my Crate Phantom. It's somewhere around 300 jumps, so that would just take a long time. And yeah, I could get a fleet carrier and jump out there, and that'd be quicker, but even then you gotta wait 15 minutes per jump or something like that. So I'm not gonna mess with it. It's not super necessary. Like I said, these guys don't have anything new. There's only one thing, I believe, that Colonia has that the bubble doesn't, and that is this guy right here, Mel Brandon. He has shield cell bank level 4 engineering, and the highest you can get in the bubble is a level 3 at this chick, Laura Jameson. And even this girl is pretty hard to get access to as well, because you need to have dangerous combat rank or higher. And let me tell you, I've been working on that, and it takes a long time. I'm at master, which is the rank below it. I think I'm at like 13% or something like that. And I mean, I've been playing this game for quite a while, so I'm getting there, but it takes a long time. And you also need a permit to the Shinrarder Desert system to even get to her, which that alone, you need to have a rank of elite in any of the 3 ranks. So combat, trading, or exploration. That's not too hard to get, though. Getting elite in trade is probably the easiest. You just need to, I believe, make a profit of 1 billion. So that's not that hard to do, honestly, with either combat missions or just mining. Ain't too bad. But yeah, so you need to have elite in something, and then also dangerous in combat specifically, or higher. So she's pretty hard to get to, and she gives you the shield cell bank level 3. And then, yeah, this guy, Mel, he has a level 4, which is the highest that shield cell goes for some reason. I think there's one other engineering that only goes to 4, and that's the highest. I can't remember which one. But, yeah, so those 2 are probably, like, the last 2 you'll get. And even then, that's the shield cell banks, which is, it's pretty good. I mean, most shield cell bank engineering you're going to want to go with is the specialized option, I believe, which gives you, I think, with the proper experimental effect, like 13.5% boost in your shield cell, like recovery amount, like the amount of shield it restores. So that can be a pretty fat chunk depending on what size shield cell banks you have. Like my cutter here has an 8 and a 6. And he's got a size 8 and a 6. So that would be boosted, each of those, by 13%, which can be pretty dramatic. And actually, I think when I'm saying 13%, I think that is for level 3. I think the level 4, it'd be like 15%. You get like 2 more percent. So, I mean, the option is either go all the way up to Colonia to get the extra 2% more in your shield cell, or stay in the bubble and just roll with Lori here and a level 3 engineering. So yeah, that's just going a little in depth on those specific engineers, but something to be aware of. Yeah, so thinking what else? Yeah, just start doing engineer stuff now if you haven't yet. Most people have, so if it's something you haven't done at all, then you're playing Elite wrong, and you should definitely look into how to do that. I'm not going to get super in-depth into it. There's tons of guides and videos out there on how to unlock everyone and do it. So yeah, if you're getting into Odyssey, this is definitely something you should be doing. So start thinking about it, start doing it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time.